Hello, I welcome to all my dear students. Myself Dr. Sali. Today we are going to learn formulation of research problem, the new topic hypothesis. So let's start with the new topic hypothesis. Hypothesis. The researcher knows his problem and he can make a guess. He makes are the hypothesis which either the problem or guide him in further investigation. When a researcher observes known facts and takes up a problem for analysis, he first has to start somewhere, and this point of start is hypothesis. In the other words, he has to proceed, formulate, and tentative solutions as soon as the problem to be talked is finished. Collection of facts for the sake of collecting, such that therefore some points of view of preposition. The tentative explanation and solution are suggested by something in the subject matter, by our previous experience, is a statement of hypothesis. Meaning of hypothesis. The first is a hypothesis is a principal instrument of solving the statistical problems by applying various methods. Second is hypothesis is a starting point of research study. Hypothesis is usually considered the principal instrument in research. The main function is to suggest new experiments and observations. The definition of hypothesis is a hypothesis is a proposition, condition, or principle which is assumed, perhaps without belief, in order to draw out its logical consequence, and by this method to test its accord with facts which are known or may be determined. In this slide, now we will discuss sources of hypothesis. The first is general culture. The environment may give to rise hypothesis. For example, religion and custom dominate the way of life. This has its reaction on economic values and initiative in various walks of life. Thereafter, next point is scientific theories. The history of science provides to the fact and personal experience of scientists and contributes a great deal to the type and form of questions. He also to the kinds of tentative answer to these questions. Next point is analogies. There are spring of valuable hypotheses. Students of sociology in the course their studies, they have come across analogies where a society is compared to a biological organism. Thereafter, next point is personal experience and individual reaction. They may give the rise to hypotheses. Next point is other sources. The case which are expectation to the acceptor theory. Another source for formulating the hypothesis. Hypothesis may also rest on the findings of other studies. They indeed an extremely seeds bed of hypothesis. So these were the various sources of hypothesis. In this slide, now we will discuss characteristics of a good hypothesis. The first point is relevant and available technique. Investigation to be practical, they should relate the hypothesis to the techniques in the particular science. The researchers have a sound of knowledge, the techniques to test of hypothesis. Thereafter, next point is conceptual clarity. It is the advisable, the concept in a hypothesis clearly defined in a manner accepted and communicable. This clarity is required, the formally as well as operationally. Next point is closest to things observable. They should be closest to things observable. It would not be possible to test accord with the empirical facts. Hypothesis must be adequate answer to the problem. And thereafter, next point is specific in nature. Hypothesis must be specific in nature. It must help in detail on operations and connected with it in the process of investigation. It should not the investigator into unnecessary discussion or make him to round in circles. Next point is related to a body of theory. Hypothesis should be related to a body of theory or some theoretical orientation. It is related to some theory. Research will help to qualify, support, correct the theory. And last stage, simple. Hypothesis should be simple, to the point. Insight of the phenomenon is essential for simplicity. According to P.V. Young, the more insight researcher has into the problem, the simple will be the hypothesis about it. It is better. Hypothesis is the simple, requiring conditions or assumptions. Hypothesis should be brief. That is observation, may be possible. And they would help better understanding of the underlying concept and meaning. So, these were the various characteristics of a good hypothesis. Thank you.